Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rachakodash, and double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And I want to say shalom to the elect out there in this word and sincerity and in truth. So I just want to do a quick lesson, concerning this article, showing you that, it's about that time, where the scriptures speak about the war of Armageddon, as we know it, World War III going to this world, but this time is pretty much here. It's getting ready to happen. Just that one major prophecy, which is the MOTB, that needs to happen. And then, the Lord's going to put the spirit on these different nations to fight it out. But this is the article. It says Putin warns the West that Russia is ready for nuclear war, because Russia, plays a major role within prophecy, okay? And there's different prophecies that show that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is going to use Russia, to come against the West, to come against Babylon the Great. Let's get the first scripture right here in the book of Proverbs 21:1. It says, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. And the king, being these presidents, prime ministers, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua got angels, controlling their minds, putting it in their spirits, to forward, this next war. You know what I'm saying? So it's about that time. The Lord is the one pretty much holding back, these nations from really going all out in war, because that prophecy has to come to happen. Then will the end come, like the Lord said. This is Russian President Vladimir Putin warned in a recent interview that his country is prepared for nuclear war, adding that it could abandon its moratorium on nuclear testing should the U.S. resume testing of its own. So, Putin, Russia, they're ready, man. All right. And this is not to say that, we're on the side of Russia. No, we're on the side of prophecy. All right. And when news like this come out, it lets us know what time we in. It lets us know where we at concerning things, man. All right. Let's go to the book of Isaiah 54 and verse 16. It says, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. The waster of the nuclear missiles, man. And the Lord put it on the spirit on these Edomite scientists, to come up, with these nuclear missiles, man. To put, these things together for a purpose, to destroy themselves. Because Esau's blessing is going to be what destroys him. All right, it says, well, I'm not going to read all that. I'm just going to read what's important. Because this right here really doesn't matter. All right. But it says, Putin replied, weapons exist to be used. What did I just read here? Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. You see? The Lord bringeth forth an instrument for his work. All right, the nuclear missiles were created for what purpose? And I have created the waster to destroy. All right? Weapons exist to be used. We have our own principles, and they imply that we are ready to use any weapons, including the ones you mentioned. If we are talking about the existence of the Russian state, in case of a threat to our sovereignty and independence, everything is written in our strategy. We haven't changed it. You see, so, these things will be used. They're not being made for no reason. All right. In 2020, he signed a nuclear deterrence policy decree that listed scenarios in which nuclear weapons could be used. One of the cases that was identified was aggression against Russia with conventional weapons when the country's existence is under threat. You see, and these are times that we're in right now. The Lord, like I read earlier, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. So the Lord got these countries foreign to Russia, doing little things, to pretty much forward, the hatred, for the lack of better words, because the Lord's pretty much stirring up, the spirit of war. you know, and we can go and get that in the book of Joel chapter 3, right? It says, Joel 3:9, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up, you know, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong, you see, and that's what you see happening right now. The nations that were once considered weak, you know, they now have nuclear technology, nuclear capability. Or they have now, they now have, you know, the right of way to say, you know, they can destroy Babylon the Great. All right, back in the past, they wouldn't be able to say that. Hell, they won't even be able to stand up against America. Now, you know, they have the nuclear technology, nuclear capability, so now they can, you know, flex themselves against, you know, America. So that's them saying, you know, I am strong. Verse 11 says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. You know, so the Lord's going to assemble, all right, the heathen, all right, in the valley of Yehoshaphat, you know, Yahweh's judgment. Okay. It says, verse 12, let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Yehoshaphat, Yahweh's judgment. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Okay? Because the Lord's going to be in the midst of that judgment. All right? This is that great war. All right, like the book of Isaiah, the 9th chapter say, right? It says what? Where every battle of the warrior is with confused noise. It says Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 5. It says, for every battle of the warrior it is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. You see, so in the ancient world, you know, the wars, you know, were fought with swords and shields and spears. You know, the soldiers screaming and yelling. You know, you got elephants, you got horses, just all kinds of confused noise going on, you know. But this one right here, this war being spoken of right here, is going to be with nuclear missiles, man, or burning in fuel of fire. You know, missiles being shot back at each other, you know, explosions. And at the end of it all, that great send-off, like that great missile. You know, those warheads are going to be shot here to Babylon Great, 200 million warheads. All right. That's going to be that great judgment. So I'm going to go back to the article. It says, last year, they downgraded their participation in the 1996 Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty after ratifying in 2000. This prohibits all nuclear explosions, whether for military or peaceful purpose. You know, and they can sign all the treaties they want. You know, at the end of the day, if it's not in the Lord's will for them to not go and fight, no treaties going to be. Those treaties are useless. Okay, it was signed by 187 countries, although only 178 countries went on to ratify it. Russia said that it would be downgrading its participation because the U.S. never ratified the ban. Others who failed to ratify it included nuclear powers such as Pakistan, India, and China. It's like, yeah. You know, because they're in league with Russia, you know. And let's go to that Ezekiel 38. See, this is all prophecy playing out right now, man. This is Ezekiel chapter 38. So we have the biggest insight on what's going on globally, man. All right, these scriptures really shows you what's happening before it happens. Ezekiel 38 and verse 1 says, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. And it's talking about Russia. All right, because prophetically they're known as Gog and Magog. All right, but historically this is talking about the sons of Japheth. All right. Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and say, thus saith the Lord power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. And Salaki, I forgot to mention, the reason that, you know, it says Gog and Magog, but we know that it's referring to Russia because the Edomites dwell in that land right now. But the original inhabitants of the land were Japhetic people. Okay, those so-called white people in the land are not Japhet; those are Edomites. But prophetically, the Lord is referring to them as Gog and Magog. All right, it says verse 4, "And I will return thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords." All right, so the Lord pretty much pulled Russia back, all right, and putting them back into that warlike mind. Because, of course, after the USSR fell, Babylon pretty much was going around, conquering, destroying these nations. Russia was not a superpower no more, but the Lord pretty much pulled them back out. He put hooks into their jaws and pulled them back out, for that war. And a great example was the Russia and the Ukraine situation, which really, pulled them out. 5 says Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmets. You see? So these are the nations that are going to be led by Russia, all right, to come against the West, man. All right, and these nations hate, Babylon. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So Russia is going to be a guard to these nations. He's going to lead these nations, against Babylon, in the Western countries. Let's go to the book of Jeremiah, because it also speaks about, the land of the north, which is talking about Babylon. If I said, let me see if I quoted it the right way. It's like I didn't quote it the right way. It said, "For out of the north cometh up a nation against her," and that out of the north is talking about Russia. All right. It says Jeremiah 50:1. It says, "The word that the Lord spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. Declare ye among the nations, and publish and set up a standard. Publish and conceal not. Say, Babylon is taken, Bel is confounded, Merodach is broken in pieces. Her idols are confounded." And these were ancient Babylon's, idols. All right, Bel, Merodach. You can liken that in the spirit to today, America's idols. All right, because when these things starts happening, America's idols, will not be able to help these people. All right, they can call on their idols all they want. They ain't gonna get no answer. It says her images are broken in pieces. And one of the main idols here in Babylon the Great is who? Jesus Christ. The main two I can say as a man is Jesus Christ. These people like to call on, and also Allah. A lot of them are into that Muslim shit. But these idols are going to be broken. When Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, pretty much get this thing cracking, man. People are going to be calling on the little idols, and ain't nothing going to be happening. Verse 3 says, "For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast." You see, so, Russia is going to come against Babylon, and when it says, "which shall make her land desolate," they're going to shoot off those missiles, man, because when you read those other scriptures, it talks about how, after, they shoot those missiles off, it's going to become a great desert, and that's a spirit because I'm headed there right now in the book of Isaiah 13. Because when they shoot off those missiles, after the smoke clear, it's going to be a desert, where unclean creatures dwell. This is Isaiah 13 and verse 17. It says, "Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them." See, and prophetically once again, this is talking about Russia. All right, they're known as the Medes. And, in Bible prophecy, "Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it." All right, because when the Lord really put the spirit on, the Russians and these other countries that hate Babylon, ain't no stopping. There ain't gonna be no peace talk. Maybe we can come to an agreement and do this now. It's that time we gonna do what we gotta do. Because the Lord pretty much has hardened their spirit to go all in. It says their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. So a lot of these young badass kids, they gonna get destroyed. Or a lot of wicked women that have pretty much, babies in their womb, they gonna be put down. All right. See, we're heading into a time where, there will be no mercy shown unto the wicked. It's not gonna matter if you have a baby in your womb. It's not gonna matter if you're a 3-year-old child, a 1-year-old. The Lord is getting ready to send judgment, and if you're not covered under His mercy, well, you're gonna fall under that judgment, man. See, and this is why we move with fear. Okay, this is why we move knowing that judgment can happen any day. Verse 19 says, "And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah." Right, just like fire. All right, because before the Lord overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah with fire, you can only imagine that place must have been, booming. They were living life, they were living it up. All right, of course they were wicked, but they were having fun, just like they're doing here in America, which is the new Sodom. And that's exactly what they're doing now. They're living it up. They're having fun, But the end of this place is going to be what? Fire, man. Because Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to send Yahushai, all right, to pretty much devour this place with fire. The missiles and then chariots is going to finish this place off. Just like it happened back then, but the Lord's going to, have it happen, okay, once more through the missiles. Verse 20 says, "It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there." All right, because when this place becomes a great desert, nobody's going to dwell here. All right, but this is what's going to dwell here. It says, but 21, "But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures. And owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. And the wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged." All right, so her days is about up. You see, so when you read about Babylon, you got to make the distinction about which Babylon is being spoken of. Sometimes it'll be talking about, the ancient Babylonian Empire, but sometimes it'll be talking about, the modern Babylonian Empire. But really, you just gotta, through the Spirit, understand prophecy to know, what's being spoken or who is the Lord, addressing. All right. So let's go to Matthew 24. This may be my last precept, Lord willing, through the Spirit. If the Lord don't put anything else in my spirit. It's Matthew 24 and verse 3. It says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, "Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world?" You see, and these are the signs, that, we're looking for, okay, to know when Yahushua is near. All right. And his disciples, they were even inquiring of them, because they understood that, the kingdom would come next. Okay? And when you read that word, when you look into that word world, it's talking about an age. Okay? When would the end of this age come? Because during that time when Yahushua was, walking the earth, the Romans were in power, and Jake was in captivity under the Romans. So they were inquiring to know, when will this rulership end and we get ours? You see, and that's when the book of Acts, the first chapter, they said, "Will thou at this time restore the kingdom unto Israel?" All right? Because they had hope that, when Yahushua came, that he would restore the kingdom at that time. But it wasn't really that time, because more prophecy had to be fulfilled. Verse 4 says, "And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and shall deceive many. You see? And we see this happening right now, and there's more to come. A lot of people will come in that spirit as if I am the one, I'm a, follow me. I'm going to save you. I know the way. Okay? But they're deceivers. They're liars. You got the greatest deceiver, Esau, Edom, which is the devil. Verse 6 says, And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. See, this is why I wanted to do this article, because this is a rumor of war, where you have Russia saying, Putin warns the West that Russia is ready for nuclear war. That's a rumor of war, which is a circulating story, a circulating news. See, once again, which let us know what time that we in. Because if we were in the time of war, this topic would not be coming up on a daily basis. Okay, it says Putin said Russia is ready for nuclear war with the West. Let me see if I read that already. All right. It says Putin also said that his country is ready for a nuclear war with the West. He said from a military technical point of view, of course, we are ready. We have them with us all the time, constantly in a state of combat readiness. You see, so they're ready to get things popping, man. But the Lord is holding them back. All right. Until this prophecy be fulfilled, then it's time to pretty much go in. It says U.S. has been preparing for a potential Russian nuclear weapon strike against Ukraine. Babylon is in everything, man. That reminds me of the scripture in Habakkuk that says, he neither keepeth at home, because Esau is everywhere, man. Causing mischief. Matthew 24 and verse 7, it says, For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. You see, and these things are happening. All right, the earthquakes are happening on a daily basis. Famines is going on in different parts of the world. Just because nothing happened in Babylon yet don't mean that it's not happening around the world. You got people starving. They just never mentioned on the news. All right. And verse 8 says, all these things are the beginning of sorrows. All right. This is the beginning of suffering, And if these famines and earthquakes is the beginning of sorrows, and I always think about it, what will the middle be like, man? And things ain't really got that bad yet, but people are, complaining, So how much more in the middle and at the end of, these great things? That shows you that we're going to need Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, to protect us, man, because, we can't do this, man. We feeling that pinch right now. How much more when, all hell break loose. We're going to need the Lord most definitely. All right. But that's pretty much the point. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim, Rachak Kodash, and double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And peace and blessings to the Lord's elect. Shalom.